Global warming is with us. It's real, it's man-made, and we have to do something about it. And so, what kind of impact are we making in Diageo on global warming? Well, I think you'll be surprised. Every year, we're using as much water in our operations as the country of Uruguay. We use as much power as the whole of Jamaica. And finally, Diageo produces over 44,000 tonnes of land waste a year. So what are we doing about it? Quite a lot, actually. And it's not only through the capital projects where we're making a major impact on the global environment, it's also through the inspirational ideas of our people.
Mike Downey and I are both packaging engineers.
I've been thinking about changing packaging, about making it more eco-friendly for as long as I've been out of college.
We created a Plainfield Green Team, which is responsible looking at ways to conserve energy, reduce landfill waste, and this is all done by volunteerism.
What we attempt to do is make an invisible change. We were changing from one plastic to another. We went from PVC to PET. For paper, we got a different material.
The recent launch of Smirnoff Mojito was 100% marked for recycling. To my knowledge, it's the first complete package from Diageo that is completely labeled appropriate for recycling.
This year we're going to have 100% recyclability for VAP in the United States.
This is a great business strategy to have. You can reduce waste, you can improve your cost efficiencies, and also you can build consumer awareness.
For the future, changing over to environmentally friendlier materials and marking everything, keep as many things out of landfill as possible.
But the key is taking that next step, looking at ways to reduce packaging.
For anyone who's really interested in making a change, I think that there's opportunity out there, and it's not as hard as it may seem.
This is not my project. This is a Diageo issue, and in order to move forward in the future, everyone has to be involved. But the key is continuing that momentum and communicating to everyone that this is the right thing to do, not only for ourselves, but also for the company.
But not only are we energised in Diageo by what we see in the actual workplace, the real inspiration invariably is coming from our employees and their families.
When we won the Soda Award back in 2006 for the Water Watch team, it only seemed right that I should spend that money on an environmentally sound project, which was the solar panels. It's a 1 kilowatt system. It generates power back into the electricity grid and gives us a rebate for that power generated. Our wastewater is all treated on site, irrigates our gardens, keeps them nice and lush. In our kitchen we have a dual setup dishwasher which allows us to do a small load and not use a full load of water. We have a thermos next to our kettle which, as we boil the water, we put into the thermos and enjoy hot water throughout the day without boiling. And our lighting is all compact fluorescent, low energy lighting. I've always been one to do the right thing by the environment, and I think given the opportunity at work, it's just allowed me to strengthen that resolve and actually achieve more, and it's generated some healthy dollar savings as well.
And did you know that it takes 7 pints of water to make 1 pint of Guinness? And with global warming, therefore, we're going to have to be doing even more than we have done historically to actually address water usage around Diageo.
If people really question global warming, you should come to Australia. Australia is the driest continent on Earth, and we have our water dams at 20 to 30% full. And for Diageo Australia, that's a big issue. We have to be very careful about the way we use water, about what we do in our plants, and what we do across the whole country, because it is scarce and it is something that is going to be a problem for a long time.
I think if you want to answer the question, what does this have to do with brand value, just ask yourself if you'd like your brand to be known as the one that isn't doing its best in terms of responding to climate change.
This is the real world we're in. It's the high street, it's the market, the world of retailers. And that's the world we've got to service. And ultimately, it's one of the biggest retailers in the world that's going to demand of us, namely Walmart, the kind of changes that we need to make.
Whether it is the world's rapidly growing population or the worsening problem of global warming, we see the need for sustainable business practices as increasingly urgent. And perhaps more than anything else, we see sustainability as mainstream.
What Diageo must do to remain a key supplier is to continue to build on a reputation as a leader within this industry. We must look at the impact in which not only our products, but our routes to market and our supply chain. How does it impact the environment? Diageo can't afford to be left behind as it relates to environmental issues, because our customers and our shoppers and our consumers are expecting us to be a leader in this area.
And the final argument is that by thinking green, we should save money.
Many environmental solutions have profound economic impact, and the ability to take those inefficiencies out of the system and share those cost savings with your shareholders are a significant opportunity to separate yourselves from other companies in the marketplace.
And that's why we have to set ourselves some really challenging goals to achieve carbon neutrality, to minimize water stress, to minimize the amount of waste that we put into the system, and to bring about a step change in the sustainability of our packaging. So welcome aboard on the journey to our destination.